Hi everybody, John here, all miniatures great and small. Today we're going to be unboxing Clash of Steel. This is Operation Unthinkable, the German versus British complete starter set. This set contains 17 tanks. You may have seen my unboxing where I looked at the American versus Soviet starter set, but this one finally arrived. Apparently there was some kind of delay with this particular box, but finally it arrived today in the mail, and I thought I would perform the ceremonial unboxing for all you kind folks out there. So this is pretty cool. It's a pretty great value. I ordered this from an online seller, actually through eBay, so it cost me less than $70 US, and that's for 17 tanks. Let's flip this over and take a look at what the back shows us. So we've got two forces. We've got German and British. Now on the German side we have a Maus, you've got a couple of Tiger 2s, a couple of regular Tigers, and 3 Panzer 470s. On the British side we have 4 Centurions, 2 Tortoises, which are these awesome bad boys, and 3 Comets. Also in here you have a full set of rules and everything you need to play a game of Clash of Steel. Now, let's go ahead and open her up and see what we get. As always, a beautiful box of plastic miniatures. Always something I like to see. We'll take a closer look at these frames in just a minute, but we've got Tiger 1s, Tiger 2s. I've got lots of British tanks kind of in there. Molding. There is some plastic that's loose. Hopefully there's nothing that's missing. This is the Centurion kit. Are these long ones. We'll kind of again take a closer look at them in a minute. We have 2 of the Tortoises. The Maus. You might have seen a separate unboxing I did for that. I looked at the expansion. We've got 3 Panzer 470s and 3 of the, these are the Centurions? No, I forget. Oh, and looks like we lost another piece of plastic here too. Okay. So perhaps not the best packaging or padding job for that. We've got dice. We've got the tank commanders. Plenty of tank commanders. Almost enough to put one in each tank if you wanted to. We have a package of decals, so you have the Allied, the German, and the Soviet. Same one that's in the American Soviet starter set, so if you get both, you have lots of stars. There's this. Last I heard online, this isn't working, but if anyone wants my code, have at it. And then these are the little things that hold the dials in place for scoring. Then in the core box we have all the good stuff, if I can get into it. Okay, we're in. Okay, we got the core rules little booklet. We got the full-sized rule book, which is very nicely laid out. Operation Unthinkable. This is like the army book for the Germans. British. Assembly instructions. We have the tokens and counters. We got everything here. These just kind of pre-pop themselves out, and we have the cards. All right, let's take a look. We'll start with this stuff, and then we'll take a look at the models. I'm not going to go in too much detail here because if you saw my American versus Soviet starter, this part of the game is pretty much identical. The only things that are different are going to be these cards here because, you know, this is the British and German deck. Otherwise, everything else, mission cards, tactics cards, mission rules, and I forget what they call these, but they're the things you put on the objectives, are the same. So we do have the cards. We have the tortoise. Oh, sorry. We do have the tortoise here, which might be the most heavily armored vehicle outside of the Maus. Front armor 21, side armor 11. Just a beast. Halted rate of fire 2, moving rate of fire 1. It's not slow firing though. Unlike the American heavy tanks. AT-18, 3+ firepower. So the one thing I do like is they gave us all the cards for their army, not just the vehicles that are in the starter box. For example, the Churchill 7 is not in the starter box. The Centurion is. Front armor 10 on the Centurion. Centurion 3. The Comet. The Challenger, the Cromwell, the Archer. So these are the ones that are in the starter box, I believe, and then these are the ones that are, you know, in the rest of the range. Now, if you buy a Clash of Steel starter box, or sorry, a force box, like a box of archers, they're not going to have the unit card in them. So this is the way to get the unit card. I know some people were saying, you know, that they were upset or disappointed in that because Team Yankee and Flames of War used to include unit cards. I think they stopped doing that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they're all here in the starter box. They're very, very affordable starter box. And then German-wise, we have the Maus with front armor 20. So yeah, I guess the Tortoise is better armored from the front. Side armor 13 though. Pretty much the same gun, except slow firing. The Tiger 2, the Tiger 1, a Panther with an 8.8 centimeter gun, a Panther with a 7.5 centimeter gun, Jagd Tiger, Jagd Panther, Hornice, Panzer 470, these come in the box, Puma, and the SD KFZ 234/4. It's basically the Puma with the Pack 40 on it. Very nice. So I do like that it comes with those. Like I said, the counter sheets and all that stuff, that's all the same. The rules are all the same. The only difference here in the paper material is, of course, you have the British and the German boxes. Otherwise, like I said, everything else is the same. Well, you got the instructions for the correct tanks. It has some history, how you can build your British battle group. Very nice. And then the German one's kind of the same. History. Look, you can field 4 Maus for 53 points. Whew. That's a lot of armor. But yeah, very nice. Okay. With that done, let's take a closer look at the plastic models. We'll start with the Germans. We got the Maus here. I've already built this kit once. Very easy to put together kit. You got to be careful filing and sanding your edges. Make sure that you do that on here, because if you don't, if you leave some of these little nubs, for example, even the slightest bit, it's going to leave a gap when you try to assemble it. So you want to make sure that you get those cut flush to the model. But otherwise, yeah, real nice kit. I like that. And then this one is brand new, so it's 2023 postmark. Then we have a couple of King Tiger sprues. These are basically just the ones that they did for Team Yankee somewhat recently. Let's see what the date is on these, 2021. No option to make a Yog Tiger out of this, so you're just doing the Tiger 2, but yeah, very cool. See some of the nice detail. Side skirts, track. All right, that's the 2 King Tigers. Then we have the tried and true regular Tiger sprue, the Tiger 1. These are 2016, a little bit older kit, but having built several of these already, they are a pretty nice kit. I don't have any complaints about it. You can see some of the detail on the deck of the tank. The tracks. Good stuff. And again, you get 2 of these bad boys in the box. And then almost kind of like filler, you've got Panzer 470s. So these are pretty cheap in the game. I want to say they're only 9 points for 4 of them. So not super expensive. Kind of like the Hellcats that came in the American starter box, but you only got 2 of those. I mean, the hull looks really nice. They've got the tracks. I guess these are your objective grabbers. All right, so that's all the Soviets. So I think that's 8 tanks total that the Soviets get. Next up, the British. So this is the Tortoise. Again, this is a 2023 model, so brand new. See some of that detail. Looks pretty good. You get 2 of these, and they are pretty hefty looking tanks. I think they look very cool. And you get 3 of these guys. Let's see. These are, which ones are these? Oh yeah, these are the Comets. So we see detail there. 2014 kit here. One of the older kits. But still, very nicely, very nicely done kit. And we get 1, 2, 3 of those. Then we've got this monstrosity. We've got the Centurion. I'm assuming you can build different versions of the Centurion. This is a 2022 model, so it's been out for a little while, but not too long. maybe some use in upcoming game systems or expansions, like the Arab-Israeli Six-Day War. Then we do have the assembly instructions. Let's take a look at the Centurion. So yeah, looks like you can build it as the Centurion 1 or the Centurion 3. So I do like that we get some options. The Soviet American starter was the same way. You could build the American heavy tanks, 2 different models. You could build some of the Soviet tanks as a couple of different models. I think the T-44. But yeah, so it's pretty cool. Also pretty straightforward assembly. So I'm just going to go ahead and build a couple of these. Then I'll come back with kind of my final thoughts on the experience of building them, as well as my thoughts on the starter set as a whole. So let's see, through the miracle of editing, it'll happen right now. Well, I intended just to build 1 or 2, but I kind of got lost, and not only did I build some, but I painted them for an upcoming battle that's going to be on the channel, featured on the channel. So what I have here are the Centurion 3s. I painted those up. I did have some spare magnets, so I think I magnetized most, if not all of them. And the 2 tortoises. Now these are just kind of their basic colors. I didn't do any decals or anything. I might do it, I might not, I'm not sure, but I like how they're turning out so far. As far as assembly, these things are a dream. Particular props to the Centurion kit, because I know you can build it, 12 different ways to Sunday. And there are just a ton of options on that sprue, as you saw when we did the look over of the parts. And it's just a really nice kit. It goes together really well. Props to the side skirts. The side skirts are always a pain for me sometimes, but very easy to get them in the exact spot they need to go, so I like it. Overall, so, talking about the box itself, I don't think you can go wrong with these Clash of Steel starter sets. If you are a fan of Flames of War or Team Yankee, you might want to give it a look. A lot of these models, like the Centurions in this case, can be used in Team Yankee, and the Comets could be used in Flames of War. Besides the the mouse, besides the mouse on the German side, there's everything else you could use in Flames of War. Everything else is kind of still World War II kit. So there's a lot of use out of that, especially when you're just paying $75 for the entire starter. This set comes with 17 models, and the American Soviet one comes with 21 models, so there's slightly better value in that as far as model cost breakdown. However, the Soviet stuff is, hit on threes. You need a lot more of them. So, your mileage may vary. So these were the British. I also painted up the mouse. You can see how big that guy is. Yeah, so really cool stuff. So I really like it. I'm looking forward to playing some Clash of Steel. Showing up on the channel in the future. Thumbs up to Battlefront for producing a really cool box. I am looking forward to playing it. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing and first look at the British versus German Clash of Steel starter box set. Thanks as always, and keep on gaming.